Hey guys, it's CWillyHD here, and happy Halloween. In today's episode, I want to cover a pretty eerie glitch in the Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. By saving at an owl statue while riding Epona, we're able to use the C buttons and do a lot of cool things. Float in air, control Epona, and ride around in Clock Town, so let's not waste any more time and get into this episode of Game Breakers. Okay, so all we need for this glitch is Epona and an owl statue. These can be found throughout the game, but you're not able to leave that area once you do the glitch, so pick a place with some room to mess around in. Use the ocarina to call Epona over and equip any masks or items you want to try out. You can also do this when you're over there, but I just did it here. Anyway, now head for an owl statue. I'm going to use the one in Southern Swamp. Once there, walk over and stop just in front of it. It'll allow you to use the owl statue, so choose save and quit. When you load the save, you'll still be riding Epona and the glitch is now activated. We're able to use the C buttons because the game wasn't able to disable them like when we mount Epona. The most interesting thing is putting on the giant's mask that causes a transition cutscene. Link goes through the transformation on Epona and with no cutscene at all. It looks kinda creepy, but it gets even weirder. The animation didn't even finish, so Link doesn't transform and get stuck. Normally you can only use the giant's mask when in the boss room of the Stone Tower Temple, so we shouldn't be able to even put it on, let alone while riding Epona. The game doesn't know what to do since we're not in the temple, so we just become stuck. And now for the best side effect of this glitch. We can now move around as Epona. My best guess as to why this happens is even though the game sets us as riding Epona, which is why we're able to move around before we activate the mask, it still doesn't think we can use C buttons. So Link gets stuck doing the transformation animation while Epona is unaffected. The camera still follows you around so we can get up close and personal with the floating Link. Southern Swamp is pretty small, so there's not a whole lot to explore and we can't leave the area either. I guess you still have to have Link to trigger the loading zones, which makes sense. You can get some pretty interesting results when you pull out the ocarina. I decided to play Epona's song since I was already riding her. Link then got kicked off but stayed in the air like before. It took me a second to realize, but Link was actually moving with my inputs. He was just stuck in the same spot but still did the walking animation along with rolls. As soon as I went for a side hop, he froze in place. Going back to when he was able to move, well, stuck in the air but still moving, we can get back to Epona anytime by pressing A. It acts as Link mounting her again, but is still incredibly buggy. Epona can keep running as Link climbs onto nothing and then snaps back on. I then realized you can play other songs and keep the glitch active. I first tried the Song of Double Time to reach the night of the first day. The same thing happened after the transition. Link was floating and Epona could move around. Since the glitch carried through this transition, I used the Song of Time to see what would happen. Surprisingly, the game put me back in Clock Town like it should, but I was still riding Epona. This is something I've always wanted to do when playing this game. Riding around in Clock Town can be a little interesting. I tried to use the C buttons, but they didn't work, so I guess the glitch corrected itself. I went back to the statue in the swamp to do some more testing. If you put on one of the transformation masks, you begin to float like before. You can't take it off as the C buttons don't work now. The other masks work like normal where you can put them on and take them off. There's just one more minor effect you can create. We need to float in the air again, so just pull out the ocarina and cancel it. This is another way that I didn't show off earlier on how to get caught above the ground. Now pull out your bow and press whatever C button you have the giant's mask equipped to. You're now able to put on the mask in first person, but you're completely stuck. You can try this glitch out in any place that has an owl statue and Epona can access it. I'd recommend trying some other items and masks to see what you can come up with. As for canceling the glitch, you have to reset your game since the game is practically in a soft lock. But when we go back to load our save, we're back at the owl statue. Thankfully, if we leave the area while riding Epona, everything will correct itself so we can't use the C buttons. But there you have it, a pretty strange glitch in Majora's Mask to go along with Halloween. If you enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe. If there are any glitches you guys want to see, post them down in the comments below. But for now, I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, see ya!